This week, House Democrats delivered a decisive victory for the American people. The bill passed by the House is now over in the Senate. It's a bill that was passed on a bipartisan basis. Every single House Democrat joined by 17 House Republicans. The only path forward at this moment is for Senate Republicans to do the right thing by the American people and pass the damn bill that we sent over to you.
All right, so you just heard from Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries speaking on getting the health care bill passed as it hangs in the Senate's hands right now. So for more on this, we're joined now by Florida Congressman Jimmy Patronis. Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for waking up early with us. I want to get your initial reaction to what you just heard from Hakeem Jeffries.
Look, Obamacare is broken. You know, we had 17 Republicans join with Democrats on that extension of the subsidies. But I think unless you're living under a rock, you know that the healthcare system in the United States is taking double-digit increases every single year. And I hate it. That's the case. We have got to do something. And look, I think the proposal that Senator Rick Scott, what the president's been talking about, what we've been advocating for, is send the dollars straight to the policyholders, not send it to the insurance companies, where 20% of what we send them goes directly to profits guaranteed by their structure and the rate settings.
Yeah, exactly. You know, sir, supporters of this bill, now they're saying that the bill could actually make health insurance more affordable for millions of Americans. What's your response to that?
I think there's no guarantees it's going to make it more affordable. All you're doing is throwing money at the insurance companies where there is going to be no consumer choice engaged. When you give the consumer, and it's no different when you turn on your TV, what are you inundated with? You're inundated with car insurance commercials where the car insurance companies are using every type of cute gimmick, comic line in order to get your attention, to steer your business their way. We have got to create this same type of environment within the healthcare industry. And look, it's got to start somewhere, and it starts by giving that subsidy. Instead of you giving it to the insurance company, you give it to the consumer, and you give the consumer choice.
Yeah, it sounds pretty obvious, honestly. But the House, so they actually just passed a $180 million funding package to prevent another government shutdown. I hate that we're even talking about it again. So that's by the end of this month. Do you foresee the Senate blocking this or creating any kind of issues?
Well, the Senate doesn't want to have a shutdown any more than we want to shut down. I feel like we'll have to work in some cooperation. But I'll remind you, the House has literally a single vote majority. With Marjorie Taylor Greene leaving, now we have to push out bills with a consensus where we only can lose one vote. So look, the times are challenging, but we're working our tails off. And Mike Johnson, you know, Steve Scalise, Emmer, they're all doing a great job holding it together. But we've got to keep government functional. And unfortunately, if you look at the last exercise, largest shutdown in government history, as the Democrats pointed to these subsidies as the reasoning and rationale, ultimately government got opened up with none of those considerations ever addressed. This was nothing more than a ruse for them to be able to have high turnout in those blue state elections of this past fall.
Yes, exactly. But I do want to shift gears a little bit, sir. So President Trump now warning of a, quote, complete mess if the Supreme Court rejects tariffs. You are obviously on the House Committee of Small Business. Can you maybe explain what this would mean for the average American?
Well, I think you've got to put trust in President Trump when it comes to tariffs. As he has been negotiating solutions, some countries have come forward, played ball, no questions asked. They just do not want to be in any type of adversarial table setting with the president or the United States. So in some cases, these have worked very smoothly. With other players that are larger, like China, you know, we have got to pull different levers. This is why, I tell you, people don't think about it, but capturing Maduro, which saved American lives because of the drug angle on it, has gotten China's attention because of their dependency on Venezuelan oil. All these become larger part of a negotiation that the president is leveraging in order to true up some of the trade imbalances that we've been dealing with. So when you inject the court system and blow up the tariffs in the middle of these negotiations, then we lose leverage and we can't get any type of stabilization of the harm that's been done to our country over the Biden administration and beyond.
Yeah. Just really quickly before I let you go. So let's say they rule against tariffs. Who exactly would that hurt the most, would you say?
So I think you rule against tariffs, it ultimately hurts American jobs. Right now, what the president's been doing, he's been leveraging tariffs in order to strengthen the American manufacturing base. If you blow up tariffs, then ultimately, then China contains their staying status quo. And then we have got to figure out a way how to continue to shore up U.S. jobs. So that's, to me, the biggest party that'll be hurt, the American worker.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So we're keeping an eye on that SCOTUS ruling for sure. Congressman Jimmy Patronis, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Really appreciate your insight.
Good morning. Thank you.
Of course.